Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider hitting that subscribe button and joining the family. So today I'm gonna talk about this is actually the first, well, it's the second product I've gotten from this brand. This is the One Size Beauty Turn Up the Base Beauty Blur Balm Cream. So this is Patrick Starr's brand, in case you're not familiar with his brand. I actually, I've kind of steered away from a lot of his products, to be honest with you, because I find that he's does a lot of powders. He seems to, in my opinion, sort of gear his products towards people that have his type of skin. So he likes more matte products. I think he said he's got more oily skin. So I've seen a lot of powders and a lot of full coverage. Now, I like full coverage. I don't have a problem with that, but I don't have that same type of skin. So my skin is more mature. I'm over 40 and I have normal to dry skin. I've said before, it's probably more normal, but I do live in a very dry climate. So I would tend to normally steer away from products like this. But I was really curious about this because it's not really supposed to be a foundation. At least that's what I get from it. It's a beauty blur balm. So I saw a couple of videos and it looked interesting to me and I thought I would pick it up. So here's what it says about it. It says, applies as a whipped cream to hydrate and smooth skin butters with avocado and mango butters. Blur transforms to a meringue texture to blur skin and control oil with white rose stem cells. Tint dries down to a velvety marshmallow finish for seamless tinted coverage with skin-like treated pigments. Texture will be gone. So I don't have a lot of texture, but as I'm getting older, I am noticing that I've got to be careful with some of the foundation or these type of products. So this is not going to be a first impression for me. I actually tried it yesterday, but I did want to do a try on for you all and review it. So I got light to light with golden undertones. That's the shade that I got. I did go into Sephora and I did get shade matched. So I was watching Patrick on TikTok and he's demonstrated this a few times now, different ways. And on one side of his face, he used his gripping primer, and on the other side he did like a primer that would be more hydrating. So he was trying to show you the different ways that this product transforms. And so the way I did it yesterday was I took this glowy makeup serum from Laneige and I put this under. So I'm going to do that now. I have not done this because I wanted to show you how I did it to make it work for my particular skin. So I just rubbed some of this glowy makeup serum on to prep my skin. And I probably wouldn't have done this if I didn't see him, you know, the way he was showing you the different ways this could work for different skin types. And then I went ahead and put the Beauty Blur Balm on. Now this is how it's looking. It's very light. It's kind of funny because all these other foundations I've been trying are all glass bottles. The Dior, the Makeup Forever is glass. The NARS is glass. The Lawless is plastic, so this is light. But this Beauty Blender one is in glass. So feeling this one was like kind of weird, you know, at first. But it does have this little thing here that pops up. And I will say that you have to take the cap off. You have to take this off, and then there's like one of those little protectors on it. And I don't know why this happened, but when I did that, a lot of the product came out. You could even see now that it's sort of still oozing. So this is kind of a design flaw, I think. But then I went ahead and I applied the product. And I usually start like with my neck. So now what I'm gonna do, yesterday I applied it with my fingers because I told you guys that's my preferred way most times to try a product. He also said if you apply it with a finger, you're gonna get the fullest coverage. But I'm gonna try this new, this came in my, this is my Lunar Beauty foundation brush. It came in my mystery box. And so I'm gonna try using this brush on this side of my face. Yeah, I can tell already that I'm getting less coverage with a brush than I did yesterday when I just applied it. So you could see when I do this and I just apply it with my fingers, how much comes out. I'm also, somebody also demonstrated it, bringing it all the way up under their under eye and said, yeah, I didn't even need to use concealer because this really covered it so well. And I did that yesterday, and I agree, it did cover well. Now, if you want to brighten your under eye, you know, that's not going to work, but if you just want to cover up whatever is going on your under eye, you can bring this product all the way to your under eye, and it'll work for you. Okay, so here's how we're looking with this brush. This is the Lunar Beauty foundation brush. This is LBF2 is the name of the brush in case you have it or you're interested in getting it. I still have some more of the product here. So what I'm gonna do is I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation. If you've watched my videos, you know that this is a struggle that I've had and I've been working on clearing it up. So what I do is when I want to add a little more coverage, I will just go over it with my finger and I will just treat that one area. And if I have a little bit more product, then I just kind of move it around and make sure I get it there. So here's the brush application. Oops. There's the brush application. Now with the other side, and you're gonna see now, I'm gonna open this up again. You see how that just, it kind of just flies out of the bottle. So just something to be aware of when you're trying out the product or you're using the product, that it has a tendency to do that. Okay. So now with this side of my face, I'm going to try using a clean sponge. You can see that I really, you know, did a good job of getting most of that on with my fingers. And to me, I feel like this is applying pretty much the same way as a brush. I might be getting slightly more coverage with the the sponge here than I did with the brush. But for me, I think I like a full coverage. Medium is fine. I'm all right with that. I don't like a light coverage just because of my my trouble spots that I have here on the side where I have that hyperpigmentation. So, but I've always liked a fuller coverage. You know, I always, excuse me, graduated towards that. So, or gravitated, not graduated, not graduated. So here's how we're looking. I'm trying to get that all blended in. So here's how we're looking. So this is the sponge. Now you can see, because I went in with a little bit more on the one side there, I'm gonna do the same over here, and I'm just gonna hit those spots. It's not as bad on this side of my face. Then I have slightly more here with the hyperpigmentation, so I don't really need to use as much. But you can see what's going on with this component is a lot of the foundation comes out, and so hopefully Patrick can fix that and redesign it in the future. So here's how we're looking. I think it's looking pretty good. Again, this is the sponge side. This is the foundation side, or foundation brush side. I think I like this side more. I think I have a little bit more on this side. It could also be the way the light is hitting it in my glam room here with the lights. But that's how it's looking. And now remember, I have normal to dry skin, so I think it's looking pretty good. I do think that putting a glow product underneath definitely helps this, because I do think that it could have a tendency to get very matte. And unless you are striving for that look, if you have drier skin or more normal skin like I have, you might not, that might not work for you. So, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what I did yesterday, and I used some Danessa Myricks bronzer here. And I think the shade is pretty good. I think it works for me. I don't think it's too light. When we tested it in store, I did notice that it kind of dried down like pretty quickly. So I just want to warm it up a little bit, but I do this with all of my foundations. So, and I really, really love this Danessa Myricks. It's like a cream product, but it just dries down so nicely. And then for my blush, I'm going to go in with this Glowish, and I think the name of this is Caring Coral is the name of this. And I'm just going to go in and do a little bit of blush here. It's funny, it feels interesting when I'm putting this on. You can definitely tell that it sets down on the skin. Even just hearing how my brush is going across my skin. It's funny because for a product like this that is kind of drying down on the matte side, it doesn't feel tight on the skin. And I do have a little bit of a glow. It's not like this totally, and I think that product that I put underneath worked. I also think this product might work because the nature of it is that it has like a glowy finish. So that's another way that I kind of get around these products that might dry down a little bit more on the glowy side, is sometimes it's about the way you prep your skin, and then what you put on top too. So if you use all matte products and you don't and you use like a real gripping kind of primer underneath, you're going to get that more matte look, and that totally makes sense. So so that's how we're looking with the Glowish. And then another thing that I did was I used this Say product. So this is like a glowy highlighter. This is how it comes out. And I'll give you a little swatch if you're not familiar with it. So you could see it's liquid. And then I just kind of went over like the high points of my cheek. And that was another thing that sort of helped the glow, if you will, like kind of give it a little bit more like of a hydrating look. So you can see what that Say does. It kind of gives you a little bit more of that wet, hydrated look. So that's another thing. Again, it just really depends. And then I kind of go back over it a little bit to kind of bring that color back to my cheeks again. And then to kind of top it off, I went in with this all-nighter, the Ultra Glow. I think you can also do the Charlotte Tilbury, because this in and of itself has like sort of a glowy, it has a little bit of a luminous finish. This is has a little more glow. So then I just did a little bit of that on top, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a glow. And that's how we're looking. I hope you can really see. Again, this side we did the foundation brush, and this side we did fingers, and we applied a little bit of fingers at first. Then we went over with the brush, and then this side is the foundation sponge. So for me, I think I like this side more. I think this side looks a little more blended out. This side looks a little more heavy. Because I did, I think because I went over it a little bit more with more foundation with my fingers. So I think it's a beautiful, blurring balm. I think it's a really nice product. I'm actually happily surprised that I like it. Again, I have mature skin. I do have I have that concern of the hyperpigmentation, and then also I have normal to dry skin, and I still think that this product worked for me. So that's how it's looking. I realized that I probably didn't really get much down on my neck here. So I'm just going to use my fingers on this side. Yeah. There we go. I always bring my foundation down so it blends nicely. And then again, if Patrick can get this fixed, I just think that it's okay, but I think that could be annoying to some people where it might just come out too much. So there we have it. So this is this Beauty Blur Balm. I would say this is really nice. I would recommend giving it a try. I think it's really good. So sound off in the comments. Are you going to pick it up? How did you think it looked on me? And are you going to pick it up? Are you going to give this one a try? It is $33. So I think it's very fairly priced. And yeah, so I definitely think it's good. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. And I really appreciate your support. And if you could hit that subscribe button before you leave, the like button, leave a comment, I really appreciate it. And I'll see you soon. Thanks.